Welcome back, gentlemen. Week 5.
Brothers.
Brothers! God, what a fucking week. I'm all fired up today. It's going to be a good episode of Wilson Time. Man, it's probably because I'm on my 4th cup of coffee right now, thanks to Mr. Rogers in the neighborhood.
It's good. It's good for you.
This episode also brought to you by Alpha Brain. Not Beta Brain, Alpha Brain. Fuck, man. Where do we even begin with this week?
Spend all your money and you lost.
Yeah, same old song and dance. Swear to God. I think I learned my lesson at some point, but, don't. And instead, I went from getting sucked off by B. Johns to sucking him off. Oh.
Yeah, that was crazy. I thought you had it in the bag, and then I was like, wait, there's still 50 seconds left. They could throw it to Cooper Cup one more time.
Dude, how dumb was that? That they're down by like 15 points or something like that. There's no way they're winning that game. 50 seconds left. I think it's 54 seconds left. Go out there and Sean McVay's like, oh, yeah, man, let's put the starting offense out there so maybe somebody can get injured. And they're like, let's do one passing play to Cooper fucking Cup so he can get just enough yards to beat Dill. And they're like, well, I guess we lost the game. Now let's run the ball with Darrell Henderson and run the clock out. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Like, there's no way.
Yeah, Scheimer could have said it better. It was Trey Sermon in reverse.
Yes, it was. I did not like getting a taste of my own medicine.
The fantasy gods served revenge cold.
Yeah, I will blame the fantasy gods on that one. No, to stop blaming them, but that one, maybe I need to be suckling on Amy's teats a little bit more. I need that bust up in my face.
Perfect. Bring back Amy's tits.
Anyways, eventful week. A lot of trade action this week, but
no, nothing too crazy.
Kind of seems like in the standings there, everything's just kind of ho-humming along. B. John's going to 4-0. I'm going to 1-3.
All is right in the world.
Yeah, we're good. Diz at 3-1. Poor Nut down to 0-4. Man, we gotta say, listen to the pod league the other day. It was like I felt Nut's pain in his podcast.
Sad boy.
Sad boy hours. It's like you could just tell he just like had to get it all out. It's like all this pent up aggression, just emotion. Which I mean, he's right. It's like he's getting hit from every single angle that the fantasy gods could throw at him.
Yeah.
Surprised Nuts not playing the gods a little bit. Yeah, it's crazy.
He's an analytical guy, He's like an atheist towards like the fantasy gods. Like in fantasy football, he's like an atheist in fantasy football. Does not believe in the higher powers.
It's all in the numbers. Numbers don't lie.
Yeah. No, looking at the standings a little bit, right? B. John still hasn't even scored 400 points yet, and he's still 4-0. Which if you look at like a lot of the top players here that are towards the top, looking at like 450, 421, 410. Jesse has 473. So that will come back. There will be regression. There should be regression, I believe. But then I look at some of these as well. Diz 3-1. However, he's only had to face 4 players that have an average of 71 points per game. So this man's just riding high off some really lackluster performances from other teams. But
yeah, he was trying to talk to me about how he should be 4-0. He should beat me in that 1 week, and I was like, he's like, oh yeah, I should have been able to get like if I would have started this player, if I would have started that player. I was like, well, dude, that's fantasy for you. As Nut put it best when he was talking about his nut bust there, the manager can be the bust themselves, not so much the players. So
yeah, and then you have Crap back at the bottom down there, 0-4, and he's only put up 261 points so far.
He has really just assumed his name this year. He started the year as Crap bag, had some ambition, but to do well, and now he's really just like taking that title in. He's just like living in the
He's
crap.
he's he's literally just he's like he's just down there stewing in the bottom of the septic tank,
Yeah, he's one with
like
the crap now.
like they keep coming in and cleaning out the septic tank, but they keep just missing him. He's just 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 oozing and boiling up. It's
You
not
know what he
good.
is? You know what he is? So we have this porter potty in front of our house, right? Because we had some construction going on.
Yeah,
And
little honey bucket.
yeah, it's a honey bucket. And every once in a while, they'll come clean it out. But just like I went outside earlier, I heard the door close on it, and somebody went in there and just blew that thing up again. That is literally Garrett's team. So they'll clean it out, and then somebody just comes there and just unloads back into it, just fills it right back
Wait,
up.
is it just like neighbors going in there?
Yeah, I guess it's just like the community shitter out there. I mean, since I work from home now, every once in a while, like I'll be outside or I'll peep on my window and I just see some random person walking out of it, go back on their merry way. Yeah, it's
Crazy.
really interesting. But that's literally Garrett's team, though, is they clean out the septic tank down there, and then somebody comes in there after eating a pile of Taco Bell and just fucking unloads back into it. Like, oh, you thought you
Yeah.
were clean? You thought you were gonna be good? Nope, you are still quite shitty, my boy. But Garrett's assumed that now, so selling off his
Like,
team, everything. I mean,
yeah.
it's
He's
kind
ready
of
for next year.
yeah, that's the life you live when you sell off the squad. It's just fending off that Sacco is the big thing. Congrats to Brian too. Brian got his first victory of the year, so he
Mm-hmm.
did it in fashion as well, of beating C Van. Got a kick out of that. That was fun.
uh, Calvin's team, nothing better than just seeing him just blow his load and then just lose the Shimer.
Oh, it's so good. I fucking love it. Especially, it's like Cal is just like one of those teams every year that you find so much more enjoyment in beating. And maybe it's just because all the shit talk and it's like, oh, top 5 team. I got one of the best teams. And then just for him to go out there and get doo-dooed on, you got to appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree with that 100%.
But outside of that, everything else, yeah, you know, week 5, we're starting to get into that point now where we're probably going to start seeing some teams starting to separate. My
Also,
prediction for
we're
this
also
year,
we're getting into bye weeks too here soon.
yeah, we are getting into bye weeks,
Mm-hmm.
which is going to be interesting for some teams. Diz,
Mm-hmm.
might need another running back there, bud, because Derrick Henry's
Yeah.
on the bye next week, so not sure what you're going to do there. But yeah, my prediction for this year and kind of just how it's been as of late in the most recent years, I think we're gonna have, maybe like 2, 3 teams that are gonna compile some wins, be up towards the top. But I think the race for between like the 4th and the 8th seed is gonna be extremely tight. I feel like there's gonna be it's because like if you look at it right now, I mean, there's some teams like fuck, dude, like B John's team, Tanner's team, just to name a few. Who else is up there? Mm, yeah, even your team, bud.
Yeah. I was
um,
waiting for you to say it. I was like, yeah.
yeah, I was trying to remember which other one I saw on there. But anyways, not a lot of points for. There's some teams that have shittier records with more points, but just more points again. So I believe, it's gonna kind of level out, but I think it's gonna lead us to like a real tight, tight race towards the end there. It's gonna be thrilling, I'm sure. And yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to that. We'll see what shakes out of it. But anyways, is there anything else we need to recap week 5? Oh, yeah, I guess trades, waivers.
I didn't say. Yeah, trades really well. Just let everybody know Darnell Mooney is on the trading block. So if you really want to get him, or Juju Smith-Schuster, sorry, Brian, I have to throw it out there. I just like as soon as Darnell Mooney was put up there, I was like, oh man, it's selling high on that 90-yard receiving game.
Yeah, seriously. Hey, you know what? At least he's trying to do it, Yeah, Yeah, not a lot of
Um,
not as much action this week as the week before. I guess we'll
no,
talk.
I say really just yours and Nuts trade, really. Just
Yeah,
Pittman, ETN, and then some Fab, and then $3 draft cash for CD. So kind of walk us through that. Michael Pittman, obviously a pretty good wide receiver. ETN, you just traded for him, and now you decided to package him up for CD. Why would you do that?
I mean, visit Mr. Rogers here.
Yeah, I mean it is a cowboy and all. So
Um, I mean, there's a couple of things involved in that, right? Don't get me wrong, I like Michael Pittman a lot, man. A lot of people that were asking me in trades about him. I had a decent amount of people over the last couple of weeks talk to me about him. I was very reluctant in trading him, and it's because I believe in him. Like I think he's really good talent, and I think he, you know, could be into that like wide receiver one echelon kind of thing. Maybe more a high end wide receiver two, but it was tough, man. You look at the Colts offense right now. Matt Ryan's fucking trash. Like
for him, it's booty.
yeah, he looks like a slug moving around out there. And Jonathan Taylor, however serious his injury is, whatever, it doesn't matter. Even when JT was out there, doesn't really seem like that's like taking any pressure off from Pittman being able to do a little more. And their offensive line is kind of just in shambles right now. So I like Pittman a lot as the player. It's just the system I wasn't feeling as much. And yeah, when I was, Nut and I talked about it, and he obviously losing Javonte Williams needed another running back, and in my mind, CD's wide receiver usage is elite. Like the target share that he gets, and that's what Cooper Rush right now. It's like a 35% target share, and so you gotta imagine like if he's putting that up with Cooper Rush, I just could only really think of like what happens when Dak comes back. And I mean, as I talked about before, I read a lot of fucking articles. And so, some of the articles I was seeing was like buy high on CD, like, Dak's right around the corner. And once Dak gets back, he'll go right back into that high end wide receiver. My whole gamble on it is I'm banking on CD being like a top 5 wide receiver. And
Yeah,
ETN, I didn't really keep him around much. He really is like the league whore at this point.
yeah, he just keeps getting moved around, passed around.
Yeah, get used and abused, but I don't know, man. He had, I think, 8 carries last week. One of his highest carry shares in a game. Didn't do shit with it, and so honestly, it's just like the construction of the teams. Like I had some available pieces, and I was looking to upgrade. I thought CD was an upgrade compared to Pittman at this point, and so it worked out for Nut there. And yeah, just doing the fab, just swing the deal a little bit to make it a little more comparable because I don't know. I do feel like CD is gonna be a hog. Plus, also maybe this is just like some bias with me because obviously I wanted CD at the beginning of the year and fucking go Cowboys baby. So yeah, no.
CD CD Lamb.
What's your reaction on
He's
it though? I mean, obviously, I thought it was a good trade all the way around, but like it'd be interesting to hear a different perspective.
yeah, no. I would say on your end, I was like a little shocked just because like your running back depth kind of fell down a little bit with that. Like now you're rocking CEH and Christian McCaffrey, and then who else do you have?
Oh, Chase Edmonds,
Chase Chase Edmonds. So like I was kind
Tyler
of
Algier, dude.
yeah,
Cordero's
I
on
was
the
kind of
IR.
yeah, I know these are like I guess like they're in my mind they're like rentals, like some of them. But you never know. I think Pittman's good, but like to your point, like Matt Ryan just looks like straight dog water, and that offense just isn't moving. And they played against two really easy teams and defenses the last 2 weeks, and they still haven't done anything. So like, and their schedule is going to get a little bit harder going forward. So why would they do any better against harder defenses if they can't even, toss the rock against like the lesser defenses in the league? So
Yeah.
I liked it. I think that's one thing that you do is once we get later on down the road in the season, we're going to see people packaging up like two lesser players or two like valuable players for like a hog or something like that, like a really good player. So kind of like that's what this kind of reminded me of was like Pittman and ETN. We were packaging up two good players that you could start weekly if you needed to for like like a bona fide like always going to start player every single week. You don't have to really put too much thought process into it.
Right. No, exactly. You're definitely right on that, especially with injuries. More injuries start happening and whatnot. Ultimately, I think that's why this whole deal even went down. If Javante didn't go down, I don't think this deal would have even been talked about. So it was just kind of like a time and place sort of situation. So yeah, interesting trade, only trade of the week there. And on the waiver, I spent $65 on Here Comes the Boone.
Yeah. Oh, Mike Boone. Yeah, and I forgot
Um,
about waivers. That was cool.
yeah, I remember telling Tanner the night before when I told him, I was like, hey, if you're looking for a running back, I was like, this week there's actually some, usable players, I guess, usable running backs. I was like, there's probably gonna be a lot of money spent tonight. And especially for a team like his, where he doesn't have a single depth piece in running back, literally just the two. So you probably want to spend some money. Well, didn't. Not enough at least. And yeah, so $65 Mike Boone. Jaden got Latavius Murray. I love seeing him still out there.
I know he still hasn't even been activated to the active roster yet. I'm like, huh. We'll see if he even carves out even a role in that offense. But also that offense has not been very good on the ground anyway. So I'm like
True.
wondering like, is there going to be any sort of like leverage to getting like a Mike Boone or Latavius Murray?
No, I know. I
But
mean,
it's like also it's just a flyer. Like there's not very often are you seeing hog like running backs like what running back one's just going down with injuries. So you might as well throw a flyer in there.
it's true. Caleb Huntley going to COD for $31. COD's, by the way, out of Fab now. So good luck in the rest of the year there, buddy. The one thing I'll say though, and I think this is where I don't know my mindset, and I know talking to some others, mindset's kind of shifted a little bit, but it's like, yeah, maybe he's out of money, but it's like you could still sell off some players and get some fat back or draft cash or whatever it is. Like just because you're out now doesn't mean that you're not be able to get it back later. Um,
Yeah,
the
maybe. I don't know.
the thing
I've
I
tried to
found,
hit COD about that before with one of his players, and I can't get a response. So who knows?
yeah,
We'll
there's
see.
some members out there are really just complete ghosts in these trades. I don't know what's going on. What I did find very funny actually, and I know nuts in his sad boy hours, but don't even know this dude's first name. Khalil Shakir, the wide receiver for Buffalo. So
Hmm.
originally Tuesday night gets him for $1, right? And then uh drops him. It looks like to pick up Philip Lindsay, who drops Amir White as well. Picks up Philip Lindsay, right? And then
Yeah.
next set of waivers come through. And guess what? We got Khalil Shakir for another dollar to nut. Beautiful. I love it.
Oh man, it's too funny. Yeah, I saw that too. I was trying to figure out what was going on with that.
Um, Another thing that I find very interesting, and it's kind of weird to like see this happening, but dude, Allen Robinson, I mean, yeah, obviously he's been shit, but it's just so weird to think like when Allen Robinson, you know, last year in the offseason decided to go to the Rams. I never in a million years where I thought that he would have been this bad where he ends up on the waivers and he gets picked up for $1 and there's not even a single other bid on that. I'm not saying that was a bad pickup by Gavi or anything. It's just like
It's like
really,
how irrelevant has he become?
yeah, it's just like really fucking strange that he was only worth $1 to get off the waivers and not a single other person was like willing to even take the flyer on it. I don't know. Crazy shit.
Yeah, this man at one point was a two straight years in a row top 12 wide receiver, and now he's just literally fallen off the face of the earth.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, so that was pretty interesting. Makes you wonder too, was he actually like, well, I mean, the Bears are bad, but it's like, was Allen Robinson the problem or was it the Bears?
Uh, I think it's definitely. I don't know. I don't think it was Allen Robinson, but also I think that this whole offense for the Rams too. I think Stafford is super ass, and that's the reason why he just keeps throwing it down to Higbee every time. Is because it's like I don't know, his average depth of like target is not very high, and I feel like it's Matthew Stafford just not wanting to throw another pick because he's already tied for the league in interceptions. So he's just not looking good in general.
No, I know Stafford's look bad. Uh,
The whole offense looks bad.
it's true. But yeah, so that's weekly recap. You know, not as much juice as before, but uh, again, these standings are starting to shake out a little bit. Some teams starting to separate. I think some teams starting to panic out there a little bit. Fuck this last week, anyways. I'm so over it. So let's talk about this week.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm running a 3 game win streak here, so I'm feeling pretty decent. I just need to score some more points. But I'm telling you guys, Russell Wilson, it's time. That
Yeah,
man's time.
um, we'll see, man.
Yeah, if anybody wants to get Jerry Judy, go get him.
It's time for the challenge.
It's drop the gavel.
um, yeah. So let's just do a little recap on our picks so far this year. How we done? So Red, you are 8-4. I actually tied you up this week. It looks like
Yeah,
I'm 8-4 as well now, and together apparently we suck. Picking together, we are 1-2.
we're doing great.
So that's interesting, actually. Let's see if we can break this tiebreaker this week. So let's start with you, man. So your first matchup of the week, you have Crap Bag versus the Batman.
Yeah. 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 So I got Garrett versus Jaden here.
Projections
You know,
don't
there's
look good.
yeah, there's not much to go off of, really, right? Fug sold his team off. He can't decide whether he's going to start Carson Wentz or Geno Smith. He's also going with the whole with the whole um, strategy of picking up all the defenses. So nobody else can use any. So
Yeah.
yeah, just not a lot of viable starters here on this team. Also, Alvin Kamara is still a little banged up. We'll see if he actually plays this week. I'm going Jaden, and it's not going to be close. And I think Gare still scores right at his max, 65 points.
That man lives in
So
the mid 60s.
sweet baby Jay, he's got that sun god back. So
Oh yeah, he does. Damn.
yeah, he's feeling sunny.
Gary going 0-5, Jaden going 4-1. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Now for you, you got you got me versus Nut.
Oh yes. The sad boy himself. Let me find you guys matchup here. Well, I mean, pain. That's all no. I've been there before. I mean, a lot of us have been there before. The pain is so real. I keep saying it to everybody. It's like I don't think fantasy football is good for your health, honestly.
Yeah.
And
No, it's definitely not.
Nut is like the equivalent of hospice with his team right now.
Just waiting for it to croak.
Yeah, it's just like a matter of time. Yeah, man. You got my vote, Red. It's just the talent.
Yay.
It's too overwhelming. I think the one thing I'll say for Nut is he's got enough talent to fend off a Sacco. I'm sorry, Nut, but your streak of making the playoffs just isn't going to happen this year, and I'm sure you already know it. So I'm going to throw it in your face, really. Uh, about the goddamn
Yeah,
time the streak ends anyways. Like fuck. But
I know. I remember at the beginning of the year we were talking about like streaks to watch and everything like that. Well, unfortunately, not. You're probably not going to continue those 11 straight seasons of making the playoffs. So,
I think it's 12 straight actually. 12th year, right?
well, he was going for 12 straight,
Yeah,
like
okay.
like continuing on from his
Yeah, yeah,
11.
yeah. I got you.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. I mean, your team too, bud. Like the Higgins system, Stephon Diggs, that's a pretty juicy. Higgins system's been popping off lately. I mean, believe me, being a big Jamar Chase
yeah.
guy here, I'm watching those Bengals games pretty closely, and all I see is that Higgy out there. It's getting Higgy with it. Eckler
Mm-hmm.
finally popped off. Russ actually finally showed up,
And did something.
did something. Yeah, you know. Um, but yeah, it's just too much talent. I do like some of the nuts players, obviously, like Brees Hall, Pittman, and stuff. But yeah, unfortunately, I mean, I kind of want to see you lose. I'd like to see some you play or teams with a better record start losing, so I can, catch up. But I
Catch
don't think
back up. Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't
I
think
feel
that'll
the
be
same
happening.
way.
I don't think that'll be happening this week. So
I was telling you the other day, I was like, it's kind of like nerve-wracking playing teams such as like Crap Bag and Nut, right? Because you're like you start playing against them and you're like, yeah, dude, like this is gonna be an easy win. Or if you lose, then it's their first win of the season, and then you're just like feeling like shit afterwards.
I was looking at my schedule throughout the rest of the year, and I don't get most of the bottom feeders like Cal, Nut, Crap Bag until like literally like the last. I think I get three of them at the last 5 weeks or something like that. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, shit, dude, if I like lose a couple more to these like quality opponents, and I go into that and I fucking get eliminated by one of these bottom feeders, literally the crap bags and the outhouses and the fucking hospice and like I'm like, dude, oh my god, I can't. Especially after someone in the squad, if I that's the way I go out again, like I did in years past, I'm probably gonna retire. I think I've said that about 6 times already in my career. But
Yeah, yeah,
anyways,
try it.
um, who's up
Who do
next for
I
you?
who
Oh,
do
you
I
got
got
me
next?
versus Cleaner.
You versus Cleaner.
Yeah.
Um, I took a look at this one. This was actually probably one of the closer ones of the week, and I decided to go with you only just because I think Keenan Allen probably won't play again, and George Kittle just was not good, and I think there's just a lot of decent matchups on here, like Mike Evans against Atlanta. I like that a lot. The Vikings defense for Chicago, right? Um, there's some decent matchups for Cleaner as well, but I just think like Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and obviously T. Higgins are probably going to go off against Baltimore. It's probably going to be a decently high scoring game. So I think I just like some of the matchups that you have a little bit more. I did have to go down the list of like, oh, Joe Burrow or Pat Mahomes, Chris McCaffrey or Aaron Jones, and I had to choose it that way. But I think I like your squad this week, so I'm gonna stick with your squad, and that means you'll go to 2-3, and Cleaner would drop down to 3-2.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be cleaning him up this week. He's gonna need a cleanup. I'm leaving him with a messy cream pie after this week.
Jesus
Right.
Christ.
My team has blue balls so bad, it's ready just to explode all over Cleaner. His hole's gonna be ripping.
Yeah, you're like I was trying to get my balls sucked last week, and I didn't get that. So
I got the Uno reverse card on me. I'd have sucked it on the other balls. God, dude. B. John's little fucking pebble balls over there just drained him out.
well, it probably didn't take long. This is what you are doing, the Joker.
Yeah.
The next matchup for
Dance
you is
Jester Chance.
yeah, dance, little boy, dance. Um,
Yeah, it was
you got COD versus B Johns next.
God, speaking of him. Oh God, dude. Nothing irks me more than B. Johns being 4-0, especially with his points for. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's
Fuck
not
TJ
good.
Hawkinson and the dude's questionable this week. What a fucking joke. Dude goes, I balled out too hard in the last game and he hurt himself. God. Um, God, I really want the big man to win, but
Big man is falling down fast.
yeah, dude, Sacco Seducer. I'm just looking at it and it's like I'm seeing his future. Like even with all the the bottom feeders out there right now, COD squad. I mean, dude, I don't know. He's got some
I
pieces.
just I just don't like Najee
No,
because of
all I've seen is sell Najee this year. Literally every single week, sell Najee, sell Najee. Won't do it. And now he's gonna play him against Buffalo this week. Against the little Buffalo.
well, then he has four straight people questionable, like Curtis Samuel and Mike Thomas haven't even practiced.
Gonna play that Giants defense against Green Bay too.
Yeah, is he? I think I wonder if he's gonna put Chase Claypool in this week against Buffalo,
Oh my god, dude, so funny.
or
Those
that, or that, or that Scantling against freaking Las Vegas. See if we throw a dart out there and see if he wins.
this
Uh,
it's comical. Maybe Cam Akers can go out there and get about 10 yards off his 6 attempts.
maybe.
Yeah, unfortunately I gotta pick B Johns. I mean, dude's gonna go 5-0. Really probably pisses everybody off in the league. Like Alex said, evil wins again. But
Yeah, but what if COD beats him though? That'd be marvelous.
oh yeah, it'd be spectacular. I think we'd all celebrate collectively. It's just, the one thing I credit B Johns and I mean fuck his team, but like, yeah, he's got some good talent. Even with I'm actually kind of surprised that he's not starting Naheem Hines over that regime. He's really gonna go
Mm,
Mostert, huh? I mean, that's a little questionable to me, but I don't know. I guess we were just bagging on that Colts offense pretty hard.
yeah,
I
that's true.
mean, B. John's got some depth and he's got hogs. Like Cooper Cup, dude. Fucking railed me, so woohoo. Yeah, anyways, moving on. B. John's 5-0. Bullshit. We'll see you next week, buddy.
Who's my next opponent? My next matchup.
You got Brian versus the Guru.
Mm,
You got
I
Acceptance and Hope versus Shoeless Joe Jackson. Still love that dude.
I I'm not betting against Lamar Jackson 2 weeks in a row. Also, I just think with Tyreek Hill, right? Like you got Teddy Bridgewater in there. I just got to see it first before I can think that anything's going to happen. You know. Um. Yeah. I think Gobby's team's still scoring decent amount of points. He doesn't have better matchups this week. The matchups are pretty even, except for Gobby just has a little bit more of a harder schedule. But there's just some players on his side that I think AJ Brown goes off against Arizona. Um, I would I would much rather have Jacksonville's defense against Houston than the Dolphins defense against New York.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking shoeless Joe Jackson gets back into the winning record of 3-2, and acceptance and hope turns to I don't know dismissive and
Despair.
sad.
I just love that nickname, pleasing maximized. He pleased too hard, and now he's on the IR.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Well, he's got a new pleaser on his team now, an old Riley Patterson.
Yeah.
I also love that everybody's buying into the Jags on everything. We got Trevor Lawrence out there still. This man, Guru, he's got the defense and the kicker.
Double
Calvin
down.
can't Calvin can't stop sucking off Christian Kirk. ETN's getting passed around like a fucking used condom. And just everybody, dude. James Robinson's getting started. Just a shit ton of fucking Jags going on.
Oh, well, did you see the Jags are like the new AFC South favorite?
Yeah, the AFC South is fucking awful.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Almost as bad as the Patriots.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Your last one is going to be Jesse versus Diz.
All right. So Allentown versus Tarek's fucking cart. Cart of boys. Okay, so I picked the cart to actually upset Jesse this week, and for a couple reasons. I believe that Derek Carr is going to outscore his projection in that Kansas City game. The reason I say that, I'm not saying that the Raiders are going to win, but I just think that Chiefs are going to fucking wallop them with points. And so they're just going to be forced to throw that ball. Like Derek's going to have to go out there and probably toss that rock like 45 times or something. And who's going to be the beneficiating factor of that? Fucking Hog Adams. So I like that. I also Dalvin Cook. I don't know how I actually didn't see what his last game looked like, but yeah, he didn't really show up. I mean, I guess it was against the Saints, but I don't know. Derrick Henry though, dude's been getting like 3 to 5 targets a game on top of what he already does rushing. If that
Mm,
man can sustain that amount of targets per game and still get the rushing that he does, like Henry could be the number one running back as long as he stays healthy. So I mean,
funny because weren't we just talking about him recently being like the biggest bust?
I know, literally. Uh, but yeah, it was weird
Fantasy.
because all
Woohoo.
of a sudden he just started getting targets. Just in the last 2 games, really. Before that, it wasn't even like I don't think he got targeted once. Maybe he did, but regardless, we can get more. So I think Derrick Henry's gonna hog out, and I don't know. DK Metcalf is actually starting to come to life now. Um, it's hard with Waddle and the Tyreek thing. I just need to see it with Teddy Bridgewater before it really goes down.
Hmm.
And David Montgomery's back this week. I don't really know what that's gonna do to Khalil. I mean, Khalil can still get his, but yeah, I just think that I think it will be a tight matchup between the two of them. I just think that Derek's cart has some players that could outscore the projections, where I think Jesse's projections kind of stay right where they're at. And so, yeah, I'm going to give the upset to Derek's cart. Been picking against him, and he's been proving us wrong for the most part, except for when I beat him. Cheers to that. But yeah, this week I'll go with him. We'll ride. I'll ride in the cart with them.
Ride or die.
Ride or die. So lastly, oh, we got a special guest in here.
Well, who's the Wilsons?
Yes. You got any input, Tron, on this week?
This week? Yeah, I just think the Beef Boopers are a pile of shit, and they're gonna lose. The
Yeah,
defense is tough.
we can all agree on beat boopers being ass.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I agree.
In fact, we're actually picking your guys' matchup next year.
That's great. Well, I look forward to it.
Well, I guess we should get into that then. Yeah, so lastly, our usual pick together here. We got the deal in, so those fucking beat boopers.
Beat boop.
Yeah, beep and boop. Well, we all know Cal likes to spend his fucking money, and he hasn't really had much to show for it so far. Is this the week that he does it?
think I think that we've decided against that. I think he's gonna have to wait a little bit
Yep, I would concur.
don't fucking cream your pants just yet, Cal.
Problem is that he's got. It doesn't matter which running back he starts, whether it's going to be Pollard or Zeke against that Rams defense. Rams have been stout against the run. Kyle Pitts is questionable. He didn't even practice today, so who knows if he's actually going to play. And he's been busted anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Mike Williams. I like Christian Kirk. Fuck Melvin Gordon, dude. Literally, Mike Boone. Here comes the Boone. Just remember that. But Melvin's
Oh
not.
yeah, brother.
Yeah, Melvin's not doing shit.
Broncos country.
And I do like the movement manager. So, and Brady's fine. But if I'm looking at the deal, then Singletary's been getting more of a grip on that backfield. I don't know. Zach Moss, I just dropped him. I mean, he doesn't do anything anymore. The dude's a ghost. So I named him Dog. Gibson still has time. I mean, also it's kind of interesting with Antonio. I hate on Gibson a lot, but I feel like he's got to he's been playing all right actually. He's been playing better than I thought, but he's got to play all right or do even better to fend off that Brian Robinson coming
Well, his
back.
problem was just fumbling, and he hasn't fumbled that much. Usually, we're talking about this man being butterfingers, but he's licked them dry.
No, exactly. Yeah, it's been actually pretty shocking to see. I'm not a big believer in Scary Terry though right now, but do like that Drake London, got Travis Kelce, Debo, fucking Justin Tucker, and that 49ers D. I don't know. I think Trone just has more firepower this week. He's got some pretty good matchups too. I just, some of Cal's team is just, it's more that, what we not talk about in that pod league before, it's more like that name value.
Yeah, I feel like they're both going to score a decent amount of points. I think just Pate scores more. So I don't think it's like anything like, oh, we've been talking about shitty city for a while, for Cal, him being at the outhouse. So obviously he bought a lot of players. So I see his team getting better. So he's probably going to score a decent amount of points, but he's definitely not going to, I think he's still not going to win this week.
Yeah. So what, that puts Cal at 1-4. Dealed in at 4-1.
Oh yeah, brother.
Oh yeah, brother. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's gonna be kind of interesting because I feel like the trend is gonna kind of continue with some of these teams. There will be a little bit of a shakeup though, if our predictions are right. Jesse will be falling to 2-3. I haven't seen him down there that far below in a while. COD's going right back to his home, getting inching closer and closer to that spot missing the playoffs and going to a Sacco. It's interesting, man. There's a lot of teams that we could be seeing playing in the Sacco this year if things continue the way they're going.
Are you one of them?
There's just no way. I mean,
that'd be like the most epic collapse of all time.
It's kind of happened before when I bought, Kyler Murray and God, I don't remember who else was on that team. That was some bullshit though. But you know what? I think that was more so because I put too many eggs into one basket. I was banking on Kyler Murray, really carrying that squad. And this year, I've sort of, yes, I have bought players and completely reconstructed the team, but it's dispersed out a little bit more. It's not so much just all into one player.
Yeah.
If I do miss the playoffs, though, then I could possibly be the worst manager in our league. So there's always that. I'll even own that.
Hell yeah, brother. That's what I like. I don't know. I'm running a 3-game win streak, and I'm looking to keep riding.
Yeah, it must fucking feel nice, doesn't it, bud? God.
I know, but I'm also once I get past this week, I believe it starts turning into, I'm gonna start facing more established teams as we get along here. After this week, because I played Garrett, I played Cody, who's kind of been shit in the bed recently, and then now I'm gonna play Nut, and then it's gonna go to Jesse and stuff like that. So I feel like here soon, my team's got to turn itself around and actually score the points that I need to score. That way, when it does come to this point where I play these teams that are outscoring me, I can keep up.
Yeah. It is interesting because like mine, I feel like it's the opposite. I'm playing a lot of the better teams right now, and then it starts to pan off. But I think that's where Nut really does a good job in this Nut report too. I'm looking at it right now, and it's like, obviously it's not the standings, but it's just like looking at the tiers. It's like seeing, Tanner at number 7. Yeah, he's got the 3-1 record, but his points for is below most of the other squads and everything. So I don't know. I think that's where it's really gonna there's got to be some positive regression to some teams, and then some negative regression, and that's where I think we're just gonna have this stew of just really tight records going into it, and the points for and the points against or the head-to-head, are going to come up big time. I really like also in this number report how he's got these TDs in here now.
Yeah, I like that too.
It just goes to show how bad these tight ends are, though. Jesus. Oh no. I hate seeing B. John's 4-0, though. Nothing irks me more. Anyways, yeah, I think we're getting to the point where we're just starting to ramble now. So
Yeah, I did like seeing the touchdown things though, because it kind of I think as the season plays out a little bit more, it's going to become a little bit more concrete about the top teams having more touchdowns and the bottom teams having lesser touchdowns. Because right now, the only ones that really kind of paint that picture really well is Jesse's team scored the most points, has the most touchdowns, and he's the upper tier. And then Brian's team, where hasn't scored a lot of points yet, has very few touchdowns as well, and is in the bottom tier.
Yeah. I just hope for I hope for a fun weekend of football this week.
Yeah, I just want to have fun.
Want to have fun. God. Well, how would you rather lose? Would you rather lose by getting completely blown the fuck out, or would you rather lose by a last play where they beat you by 0.3?
I think it.
I pose that question to the rest of the league too.
I think it depends. It depends on how many points I've scored. Because if I have 100, if I have 90 points or something like that, then I feel not so bad about losing by that little bit of a margin. But I also think, on the other hand, if I score 125 points and the other person scores 126 points, then I'm pissed. And then there's the third option where if I score very little points and they blow me out of the water, then I'm oh, there's nothing really I could have done.
Yeah.
This just sucked, right? So I think there's 3 different tiers. The worst tier is scoring a shit ton of points, barely losing. Second tier is scoring a decent amount of points and barely losing. And then the last one that makes me feel the least shitty is going to be I just got stomped.
Yeah, I think I would feel the least shittiest by just getting completely shit on, just doo-dooed all over. Because it's it's out of your hands, It's well, shit, had a bad week, couldn't have made any lineup changes or anything like that. And then after that would be, say, you put up 95 points and the other person puts up 110 or something. Where it's maybe I could have made some changes, but really, could I have? But you still had a decent week. Because you still want to see your players go, do well. But fucking putting up 120 plus points and to lose by 0.4 or whatever, dude, that's just taking your dick out and slapping them in the face with it and be all right, now you're gonna fucking eat it. I'm so salty about this week. I just can't even.
Yeah, seriously.
Anyways, I'm still open on the market, by the way, for a trade. So if anybody would like to come on over, I'm trying to set a record for most trades this year.
Hell yeah, brother. This man's trading.
Hell yeah, brother. Don't settle.
I feel the same way. If anybody wants to reach out to me, I'm just right here.
Yeah. Well,
excuse me.
I know, Sleepy Boy over there. You need to get with Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, for real. Well, all right. I think we're gonna hop off here because Thursday Night Football starts out pretty soon here.
Yeah, almost time for that game. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, boys. Sorry we got off a little bit late again, but gonna try and get back on schedule. You know how that goes. Really living up to the name, and just looking forward to another good week. It is kind of sad that like we're almost halfway through the season, and like feels like time's just flying by. But it's been
Just means more football, dude.
huh?
Just means more football.
It's true. More football, more teachings. But yeah, hopefully also, I know we've been talking about it, but I'd like to see some more content out there too. It's like, I don't know, maybe it's also because I'm feeling a little bit of pressure for us to actually be consistent with this. It'd be nice to like see like the bump out there, or
No, we can do it.
I'm not worried about us being able to do it. More of just really what it is I would like to see more content because I like the content. It's like something to look forward to.
I want to see more content because I like the content.
I want to hear different perspectives, and like I've even heard whispers about a show called Carrie's Corner, and
Dude, we've talked about that like 4 times on this show. I don't know if it's ever. I don't know if it's ever gonna happen, but if it does,
that way get
it'd
into
be cool.
the camera, trying to get into existence here. But yeah, I don't know. It's just enjoyable to hear the different perspectives. So yeah, everybody get on their shit and start doing something. I don't really care, dude, if you do like a 5-minute clip of just shitting on one team per week or something.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Or just take a video of you shitting.
Yeah, you can put that on my own.
Somebody out there will like it.
I'm sure there's a fetish for it. Anyways, all
I'm
right.
sure B Johns would like that. Hashtag no team no pee.
So dumb. I still don't understand that. Why would you ever want to poop? It's dirty.
I don't think it's really that dirty unless you don't wash your ass or anything, or like wipe your ass with like a dude wipe or something.
Dude, shit. It doesn't matter how much you clean your ass. It's still shit coming out.
You know how many times people piss all over the toilet seat?
Okay, what would you rather have? Would you rather have the seat covered in piss or shit?
Well, who's shitting on the toilet seat?
Don't tell me you haven't seen that before. Dude, there's been plenty of like public bathrooms. In fact, Austin, when we went to Austin last year, remember I went into the bathroom there the night before everybody got into town and stuff?
Yeah, but I think that you shit everywhere.
I
You
did.
just were
I shit
blaming it
all
on
over that
somebody.
toilet. And I did kind of feel bad, but it's because I didn't want to sit on it myself because there was already like doo-doo on it. Jesse's trying to tell me that your ass can absorb it. I'm like, I don't care if my ass can absorb it. I'm not gonna go absorb other people's shit into my own ass just to shit all over it again.
That's funny.
Yeah, doesn't make
Jeez.
sense.
All right. Well, yeah. Let's cut it off.
All right. Well, good Thursday night football.
Week 5,
boys.
baby.
Week 5. Here we are. Let's see where the boys become men. Stay tuned. We'll see what kind of predictions we got right this week. And
this is Dylan.
There's me, being Jester, baby.
The Joker.
Yeah, the Joker.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's what Nuts gonna be like on the pod league if he loses the
game. Yes. I feel like Nuts is gonna start just like fucking like having a full on just like mental episode on there. Just welcome back to the pod league, guys.
I'm gonna drink my coffee. Woo! Maybe that's a good theme for next week. Maybe you could play some like I don't know. Does Batman have a theme song or something like that? You can play that during coffee breaks. Batman. Yeah, he does. Okay. All right.
Anyways. Go. Yeah, I'm freaking. Oh man. I don't know what else to say. I'm so pissed off last week that it's whatever. Anyways, good luck to you boys out there. So for you, cleaner, get ready for your warm cream pie.
Yeah. It's time to teach Nut. Put him into a mental institution.
All right, boys. We'll see you out there.